Brian, did you have anything that you
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah, so thinking back to what you're talking about when it comes to serverless developers and kind of learning serverless, usually we talk about like API gateway, Lambda, those type of things. But what you were just describing is networking, which is typically more the traditional background outside of the serverless, where you're not having to even manage these things because serverless, fully managed go like hand in hand. So like, what other things have you seen from your experience that kind of experience would be good to have prior to making that transition to serverless development?
Well, there are a lot of other examples where connecting a serverless to the networking is really useful. I see a lot of people, they like to stick with their old database system and then connect a Lambda into it. As far as like what preparation going into serverless, I think a lot of the basic database stuff stays the same. Like it's good to know SQL, both for serverless or not serverless. It's good to it's good to understand like how the global architecture of AWS works, both server and serverless, because you can do some optimizations based on geography, even with serverless. Even though serverless, the whole thing is that it manages a lot of it for you. You can probably do some like geographic tweaking. For example, one thing I saw Slack give a talk about is HTTPS termination with CloudFront. CloudFront is used both with serverless and non-serverless architectures for CDN, content delivery network. And the interesting thing is because AWS has their own backbone network, there we go, network combined with serverless. As soon as the request reaches that backbone network, that SSL handshake that has to happen to create the SSL connection can happen at the edge instead of traversing the entire global network. So it can reduce the latency for that initial connection down by like a whole second or something.
Wow, that's amazing.